Hi, my name is Jesse. I am a reports developer by profession. Today I'm going to walk you through how to use index match function in Excel. Now don't be confused. This function is a combination of index function and match function nested together. Ideally, this function is used to perform a two-way lookup. What do I mean by that? If you remember, in VLOOKUP, you can only extract a value going to the leftmost column of a reference table from your common field value. Unlike VLOOKUP, index, nested with the match function, can extract values on both sides, regardless of the common field value's position in the reference table. Now, let's talk over index function first. By Excel's definition, index returns a value or reference of the cell at the intersection of a particular row and column in a given range. Now, to better understand that, let's look at this image. For example, this is your reference table. The particular or specific column, for example, is supervisor, which is on the third column. Obviously, row number is on the second row. Now your intersecting value or index between this particular row and column would be given. It's that simple. Before we go to our example, I'd like to take you through its parameters first. Notice that when you type in index starting with the equal sign, if the function is highlighted, you can click the tab key on your keyboard to go directly to its parameters. This function has three parameters. First, array. Second, row number. And lastly, column number. Notice that the third parameter, column number, is inside the bracket. That means that argument can be optional. Now, let's jump straight to our index example. Then we can talk about match function as we go through it. So here, we have our main table, meaning this is the table that we generally use as pivot source on our reports and the like. Usually, in reality, this is your raw data, and often raw data lacks some additional information that requires us to use another reference or set of data, and we'll be using this roster table to fill in those additional data for your report. Using this main table, we'll try to pull out name, supervisor, manager, and hire date from your roster table. To start with the function, we begin by typing equal sign and then the function name index, open parenthesis, select your range for the array parameter. Your array should come from your roster table. We can select the entire table, but make sure not to include the column field or header. Okay? I hope you got that. Then we can press F4 on your keyboard to lock that range. Then we go to the next parameter, row number. Obviously, by the name itself, it is expecting an integer or value, row number. And to get that row number value, this time, we are going to use match function. Hopefully this time index match would make a lot more sense now. Similar to index, match also have three parameters: lookup value, lookup array, and match type. So to start, type in equal sign, then match function, open parenthesis, select your lookup value. Similar to VLOOKUP, the lookup value should come from your main table, and you need to select a column field value that are common to both tables that we're trying to connect. So we choose range B5 under ID field because it's the common field value in the roster table labeled as agent ID. Then we can lock the column part of it by adding a $sign before the letter. Or you can press F4 on your keyboard multiple times until you get your desired locking method. This is important, especially if you want to copy or drag your formula to a different cell, but keeping the same column reference. Let's go to the next parameter, lookup array. Your lookup array should come from your roster table, and it's the common field value range you have with your main table. With that being said, we select the column range under agent ID only, but not including the field header. Then we lock that range by pressing F4 on your keyboard. Next, we go to the match type parameter. Select 0 for the exact match. Then close parentheses to close the match function, then comma. Now we're back to our index function. The next argument on our index after getting the row number using match function is the column number. To get the column number, we use again match function, but this time we are going through by the column. All right? Let us start. Type in equal sign and then match, open parenthesis, select the lookup value. Your lookup value should come from your column field in the main table. So we select E4 for your lookup value and then lock the row by placing a $sign before the number because we only want the column to move as we drag along or copy the formula. Then we go to the next parameter, lookup array. Now, just like getting the row number, your lookup array should come from the roster table also. But this time, our lookup array is the header range or field range. And then lock it by pressing F4 on your keyboard. Then we go to the last parameter, match type. We select 0 in most cases for an exact match. Then close parentheses to close the match function to get the column number, and another close parenthesis to close the index function, and hit enter to complete the formula. Then we can drag the formula down and to the left to copy the formula to the rest of the column field. And finally, it's always a good practice to check the formula if they are pointing to the correct cell reference. So you can check it. Alright, we are at the end of this video. If you like what you see, please subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell button to get updates on my upcoming videos. I'm planning to do more, not just Excel functions, but also Excel macro or Visual Basic. It's a very interesting topic, guys, for your reports and automation. I'm pretty sure you will like it. If you have any concerns, comments, questions, or suggestions, please do so. I'll try to answer them as I can. But for now, thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.